Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another podcast episode. So 21 Average's manager goes on Icespxce podcast and he says this about Nicki Minaj.
And obviously Travis did it too, but I tweeted this before Travis did it. Nicki letting niggas know Pink Print 5 dropping later in the year. She told us this about a month and a half ago. She has an insane fan base, the same way a Taylor Swift does and an Adele. So give Nicki Minaj a chance to turn her album in advance, press up 10 different versions of her vinyl, get the merch right, get everything right. She can do 750,000. I think Pink Print 5 is going to do. People are going to be more open to it. It's going to be real tough.
Pink Print 5? When did she get to 1, 2, 3,
I don't know. I think that's the name, but Pink Print.
First of all, it's called Pink Friday 2, okay? Nicki never did repeated album titles for there to be no Pink Print 5. He was trying to be funny, okay? And he has spoken on Nicki Minaj before several times, okay? He shaded her on Twitter, I believe, a few months ago. And then he also said that Nicki was going to push her album back to November before she pushed her album back. So maybe he got, some inside information on that. But I believe that he purposely is talking about this to academics who don't like Nicki, okay? Academics always shade Nicki because she called him a chipmunk and asked if Kenny could, come speak to him. And so he got upset about that. With that being said, I believe that they're trying to, make the expectations for Pink Friday 2 to be high. So that way, if Nicki Minaj doesn't do the 750,000 like they claiming that, they think that she will do, then people are going to call it a flop. First of all, Pink Friday didn't do 700,000, okay? So I don't know where that 700,000 came from, but they're going to try to push that expectation on Nicki Minaj. So if she don't do that number, they can call it a flop, okay? She never did 700,000 before, so I don't know why they trying to push that number. And then, second of all, the pressure is on Nicki though, when it comes to sales because Nicki talks about her stats. So me personally, I think that Nicki can do from 150K to 300,000. That is what, Payola Board will allow Nicki to do. I do believe that they will do the fudging of the numbers on Nicki Minaj because they don't want her to do more than Cardi B. If Nicki Minaj does more than Cardi B, everybody's going to know that Cardi B is washed and nobody's going to really believe that her first era was really that successful. Everybody's going to be like, oh, well, she was getting payola. Oh, it was the bots. So they're not going to want Nicki to do more than Cardi B because she's already beating Cardi B right now. Cardi B has a hard time charting without any help. Cardi B is, collaborating with all the DNF listers, finding people on the street to collaborate with because, no A-listers really are checking for her. Everybody's checking for Icespxce. So Cardi B cannot flop next era. And if she don't do, at least, 200K next time she drops, people are also going to call her a flop. So I think they're trying to put the expectation higher for Nicki Minaj. So if she don't reach that number, then they can be like, oh, she didn't do 500K like Taylor. Oh, she didn't do a million like Adele. Oh, she's not as hot as she used to be when she never did those numbers. But that's what they're trying to push. Now, J. Cole also does an interview with Kevin Hart. And he talks about the status of female rap.
Artists today, right? A lot of artists are out, new ones that are part of our generation that have grown. What is your mindset with the state of rap now?
I think it's fire. It's a whole different ball game, you know what I mean? Like whole different crop of young superstars and styles. You know what I mean? I think to me I've been feeling like this for like maybe a year or two. It's like, I hate to say it almost because it sounds like almost like pandering, but I really do think like, man, it's a lot of fire female rappers, and it's like I feel like they doing.
Does it sound like pandering?
Yeah, I feel like they doing some of the most exciting commercially. They're doing some of the most exciting. They're giving us a lot of fire moments. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that wasn't around when
the
we
volume
was
was
growing up.
never.
It was never like that.
No.
You always had a Lil Kim, you had a
Eve,
Foxy,
Lil
Eve,
Kim,
but it was
Foxy,
always one.
Missy.
It could never be more than one. Almost it felt like. Now it's like, bro, we getting moments and moments and moments. I think that's hard.
Now, I like J. Cole. I think he's very talented. But has J. Cole and his dreads been living under a rock for the past 20 years? I mean, how old is J. Cole? Ain't he in his 30s? Lil Kim, Eve, and Missy were out at the same time. Are you dumb? I mean, didn't they even collaborate with each other? I mean, I don't understand how he's saying like, oh, Lil Kim and Eve and Missy and Foxy were out at different times. There only could be one. Maybe Lil Kim and Missy were more successful than Eve and Foxy, but they were all out at the same time. I mean, I'm like, are these people dumb? Didn't Missy and Lil Kim collaborate with each other after they were eating each other's coochies? And then Foxy and Lil Kim were out at the same time and they were beefing. What are y'all talking about? It's almost like y'all was living under a rock, or y'all don't want to like imagine that there were more than one female rapper out. Even when Nicki was out, there were more than one female rapper out. Y'all only paid attention to Nicki because Nicki was the best. Still is. Iggy was out when Nicki was out. Same thing with DÍŞL0YAL. She was out when Nicki was out. It's not Nicki's fault that she was the most popular one. And I noticed they didn't want to mention Nicki though. They didn't want to mention Nicki. They were scared. They were Missy, Eve, Foxy. They were all out at the same time, dum-dums. Y'all old enough. Kevin Hart about 40. Okay, I know he was around. Okay, when he was in community college, probably listening to Lil Kim. Okay, J. Cole, stop, please. You got signed by Camel Face. You know who Foxy and Lil Kim is. Stop. Don't do that. Okay, because I don't want to have to drag you talking about they was out at, one at a time. That's not true. Why y'all keep saying that? Now, moving on to Icespxce, she's getting some backlash because there was a 16-year-old who I guess is popular on TikTok in one of her music videos, in her most recent music video, Deli, and she was twerking. It has caused a frenzy on social media. Fans are saying that this is inappropriate. Icespxce is leaving heart eyes under this 16-year-old girl's Instagram. Okay, I don't know if she knows that this girl is 16. She probably don't. But with that being said, some of y'all being dramatic. When some of y'all was 16, y'all was spreading it wide and laying it low. Y'all was throwing it back and getting clapped. Some of y'all at 16 were thotting and bopping, slurping and slobbing. Okay? So I don't want to hear anything. And I'm sure Icespxce probably did not know that this girl is 16. Okay, maybe she does now because of social media, but I'm pretty sure she's not checking everybody's license or ID to be in the music video. She's just looking for girls that want to twerk. Okay, and I think that you guys are being a little bit dramatic. How comes y'all didn't have this same energy for Kylie when she was 16 getting ran through by Tyga, who was like in his 20s? You know what I'm saying? So, like, y'all pick and choose when you guys want to have an uproar about something. Now, was it appropriate for Icespxce to have this girl in the music video? No. But she probably did not know her age. Okay? And I just want y'all to keep the same energy for everybody else. Okay? When Champagne Thickums was texting that girl who was like 14 from Stranger Things, where was the outrage? Y'all let that slide. So y'all be picking and choosing. Okay? What about when Nick Cannon and Dame Dash came out and said that Foxy was getting her cheeks clapped by Camel Face when she was 16 and he in his late 20s, maybe early 30s. So I don't want to hear the outrage for twerking when a lot of y'all getting ran through. And so is y'all faves, okay? Rihanna at 16 getting ran through. Jamie Lynn Spears getting pregnant at 16. Ran through by execs. Where was the outrage for her being 16 and pregnant? Nothing. Y'all didn't care. So save me the fake wokeness. You do not care about this 16-year-old girl. You just want to drag Icespxce. Moving on to Champagne Thickums, Drizzy Drake the Snake, and 21 Faces, a.k.a. Lil Kim. So, Lil Kim the Thirst Bucket, paid for a ticket to go see Champagne Thickums on tour. He shouts her out on tour. I got Lil Kim blowing me. Look how thirsty this girl looks. She damn near almost 50, jumping, hooping, and hollering for Champagne Thickums because her man left her. I mean, like, goodness gracious. Lil Kim goes outside every single time. I mean, look how thirsty she looked, jumping up and down like she had a church service. Goodness gracious. But anyway, then they take pictures backstage. And my whole thing is, why does Lil Kim, to me, it always seems like she tries to do things to get underneath Nicki Minaj's skin. She always try to get close to people that she know Nicki Minaj is close to. Or she purposely hangs with her ops. A few months ago, she was getting close with Lil Wayne. Okay. She hooping and hollering for Champagne Thickums. She working with Cardi B on music. She also tried to work with Megan Thee Stallion on the Plan F remix. That song got taken down. It was kind of trash. 300 Entertainment, Rock Nation took it off YouTube. They took that remix off YouTube so fast. That was just so embarrassing. I can't believe they did that to Lil Kim. But I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm just like, Lil Kim is just so thirsty. It's sad. She always seek out validation. It's giving cornball energy, okay? I think that she purposely went to the Champagne Thickums concert to try to get some clout because her music is not selling. And then she ran backstage to take a picture with Champagne Thickums so Nicki Minaj could see it and to try to get under Nicki Minaj's skin. Now, moving back on to Nicki Minaj, in my earlier video, a lot of people had questions on the reason why Taraji don't mess with Nicki Minaj. Now, the reason why Taraji don't mess with Nicki Minaj is because Taraji has a close relationship with Lil Kim and Remy Ma behind the scenes. And when She-Thur came out, she said that Nicki Minaj was getting her karma. Okay, she tweeted that. Then because the Barbs attacked her, she deleted the tweet. This was back in 2017. And then, at the Oscars in 2017, or at some award show, I don't know if it was the Oscars, but at some award show in 2017, they asked her if she was Team Nicki or Team Remy Ma, and she said this.
Team Nicki or Team Remy? Team Nicki or Team Remy?
So a lot of people took that as shade towards Nicki Minaj, okay? Because of what she tweeted around that time, that, Nicki was receiving her karma, and She-Thur was, Nicki Minaj's karma, and, she was no longer the queen of rap and how she was Team Lil Kim. There's a bunch of old tweets that she has since deleted because she was getting dragged. Now, with that being said, a lot of the older women in the game, like the Queen Latifahs, the Eves, feel that way about Nicki Minaj. They feel like she didn't pay her respects towards Lil Kim. And I think it's that people feel like Nicki has surpassed Lil Kim and that she didn't really help her career. I think people wanted Nicki to kind of help Lil Kim's career when she came back. Okay, but Lil Kim, she's been in the game for a while. She needs to help her own career. But because Lil Kim had a ghostwriter, Biggie and several other men in the industry. That's why her music career, went to the toilet, because she can't really write music for herself. It's not going to hit the same like when Biggie and when all those men were writing for her. That's why her music has since, declined. Okay, because she had Biggie and several other men writing for her. And that's why her music career declined. It has nothing to do with Nicki Minaj. Okay? Now, Bia dropped her EP, Really Her. And I'm a huge Bia fan. I was listening to Bia before A Whole Lot of Money. I told you guys this before. She was actually on a reality show called Sisterhood of Hip Hop. It was on VH1. I think it got canceled because there wasn't a lot of drama. It had a few seasons, but there wasn't really a lot of drama. There was like maybe 1 or 2 fights in that whole series. So I think that show got canceled. But Bia has been in the game for a long time, okay? And I listened to, her EP, and I feel like something has changed with Bia. I feel like a lot of her older music is better than her newer music, okay? I don't know what it is, but I like a lot of her older music much more, okay? I don't know if Bia had a writer, okay, before. I don't know if, she lost some people on her team. Maybe the A&R on her team changed, but something's off. I don't really get into a lot of Bia's newer music. And I'm a huge Bia fan, but I didn't like the J. Cole record. I forgot what that was called. I think it was called London or something. I didn't like that record. Millions is okay, but I really don't care for that song. Big Business is okay. Don't care for that song either. I just feel like something has changed with Bia. Now, moving on to Queen Bee. So I think we need to have a serious conversation with the Beehive and Queen Bee. Something is off about Queen Bee musically. Queen Bee used to be that girl when it came to features. She used to be that girl when it came to albums. She was never a singles girl. I will say that. I don't think she was ever like, a girl that can push out heavy hit singles. Okay, but her albums always been top tier. And I feel like ever since Black is King came out, I don't know, her music hasn't been that great. Okay, the Lion King album I liked. A lot of people didn't like the Lion King album, but I liked. I can understand why people did not like Renaissance, but I liked Renaissance. But this Travis Scott feature is completely trash. I mean, it's really bad. It's terrible. And I'm starting to think that Queen Bee is so wrapped around trying to fit in and trying to appeal to the younger generation that she's kind of losing her gift. She is so wrapped around trying to, do collaborations with the Megan Thee Stallions and the Travis Scotts and the DJ Khaled's, and to make sure that, the younger generation kind of knows who she is. But I don't feel like the music hit the same. I wish she would kind of move like Adele. Adele sticks to what works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Queen Bee can't experiment, because I think that Queen Bee, with the right writer, she can rap, she can do R&B, she can do country, she can do pop. She's very diverse. But this song is terrible, okay? It's not a good single to put out. And I'm wondering, who okay this, because I would have thought Queen Bee would have been like, I don't really want to put this song out. It's not that great, because sonically I was very confused. And so I think that she is trying to appeal to the younger generation. She knows that Travis Scott, he might have lost some fans, but he still has a decent following. And I think that she wants, a lot of males to start listening to her more. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like she put out the Renaissance album, too. I feel like with the Renaissance album, it wasn't genuine to me. I feel like she was looking for something that could be played in the clubs. something that could be played at parties. She said that she wanted to make an album for people to dance, and I think that she was looking for radio hits with Renaissance, okay? Now, allegedly, Queen Bee is coming back to London in 2024 for Act 2, okay? Allegedly, she's dropping Act 2 in 2023, and she will be going back on tour in 2024. So let me know how you guys feel about that. I'm not really excited for Act 2. I think Act 1 is good enough. I don't have time for Queen Bee to be putting out mediocre music. Renaissance was okay. I gave it like an 8, but originally, first listen, I thought it was like a 5, 6, okay? So I don't know if I'm really excited for Act 2, but let me know if you guys are. And I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for all the support. I will see you guys in the next video, and have a great day.